the day after celebration, a day for returns, exchanges, and reckoning. December 26th, the day after Christmas, has repeatedly been a day when America was forced to confront the brutal consequences of its own actions and failures. A day when the bill came due. Welcome. History isn't just about the decisions we make. It's about the consequences that follow, often on a schedule we don't expect. December 26th has been a grimly consistent day of reckoning in American history, where the costs of expansion, war, and environmental neglect have been laid bare. We'll examine 4 pivotal events from this date. Each represents a reckoning with a different American failing. The reckoning for a genocidal war, for military unpreparedness, for global inaction in a climate crisis, and for the domestic consequences of that same crisis. The reckonings. Reckoning number 1. The mass burning of Cherokee property, 1838. The reckoning of genocide. In the winter of 1838, the forced removal of the Cherokee people, the Trail of Tears, was underway. On December 26th of that year, U.S. Army troops under General Winfield Scott systematically burned Cherokee homes, farms, and possessions in Georgia and North Carolina. The context: this was after the Indian Removal Act and the fraudulent Treaty of New Echota. The burning was a deliberate act to prevent any return and to shatter the physical evidence of a civilization. The reckoning. This date isn't the start of the crime, but a moment of stark, cruel finality. It was the reckoning for America's policy of expansion through ethnic cleansing. The mistake was the foundational belief in manifest destiny that justified this atrocity. December 26, 1838, marks a point where the nation's moral debt became a literal smoking ruin. Reckoning number 2. The fall of Tebourba and the Kasserine Pass prelude, 1942. The reckoning of arrogance. On December 26, 1942, during the Tunisia campaign, Allied forces, including the untested U.S. Army, were driven from the strategic town of Tebourba by a German counterattack. The context: this was America's first major ground action against the Germans. There was widespread belief that American grit and industry would easily best the battle-hardened Wehrmacht. The reckoning. Tebourba was a brutal wake-up call. It exposed critical failures in training, tactics, and inter-allied coordination. It was the direct prelude to the disastrous Battle of Kasserine Pass 2 months later. The mistake was a profound military and cultural arrogance, the belief that will alone could win, without respect for the enemy or the grim realities of modern warfare. The bill for that unpreparedness was paid in blood, starting on this date. Reckoning number 3. The 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami and the U.S. response, 2004. The reckoning of global leadership. On December 26, 2004, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake triggered a massive tsunami across the Indian Ocean, killing over 230,000 people in a dozen countries. It was one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. The American mistake. The initial U.S. pledge of aid was widely criticized as stingy and slow, while private American charity was immense and the military later launched a significant relief effort, Operation Unified Assistance. The initial diplomatic response from the world's sole superpower was seen as hesitant and insufficient. The reckoning. This was a reckoning for America's role as a global leader. In the post-9/11 Iraq War era, the tepid initial response damaged its moral standing and soft power. It forced a rapid, embarrassed recalculation. The mistake was a failure of empathy and strategic vision, revealing how war fatigue and bureaucracy could blind a nation to a moment demanding unequivocal humanitarian leadership. Reckoning number 4. The landfall of Hurricane Gretchen, a hypothetical major storm, and FEMA's failure, future projection. The reckoning of climate denial. We used December 26th to discuss a pattern, not a single event. Increasingly, climate scientists warn of the potential for intense late-season storms. Imagine a major hurricane making landfall on a December 26th. The reckoning, the pattern. This would represent the ultimate reckoning. For decades of policy delays, climate denial, and underinvestment in infrastructure and disaster agencies like FEMA. The mistake. is the ongoing, active choice to prioritize short-term economic interests over existential, long-term preparedness. A December 26th disaster would be a profound symbol, a holiday season catastrophe directly tied to our failure to act on the science we've long understood. Conclusion: connecting the dots. 1838, 1942, 2004, and a future warning. These events are connected not by similarity, but by consequence. December 26th is the day the ledger is reviewed. The debt of injustice, Cherokee burning, the inevitable violent conclusion of a genocidal policy. The debt of hubris, Tebourba, the moment naive confidence meets harsh reality. The debt of neglect, tsunami response, climate, the cost of being unprepared, whether to lead globally or protect domestically. The unavoidable cycle. The lesson of December 26th is that consequences are not an if, but a when. Whether it's the moral consequence of racism, the strategic consequence of arrogance, or the physical consequence of ignoring our planet's warnings, the reckoning always arrives. This day reminds us that America's greatest mistakes are not just the actions we take, but the warnings we ignore, building a debt that future generations, often on days meant for peace, are forced to pay. Which of these reckonings do you think holds the most urgent lesson for America today? The legacy of injustice, the dangers of military hubris, the need for global leadership, or the climate crisis? Let's discuss in the comments. If you believe in learning from history's hardest lessons, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching.